Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss the sequence diagram. Let's start by looking at the use case descriptions. So the first use case is register. We will start with register sequence diagram. Alright, now we can see the flow of events. We will use this to draw the sequence diagram. We should start with the user, which is an actor. The first thing the user does is going to the registration page. Next, user provides their information and click on submit. After that, the system checks that the email provided and the username are not already registered. After this, if any of the username or the email is used, we want to show error message. Otherwise, we will continue with the registration. So if there is no username or email, then we will just continue to creating the user. After the user is registered, there will be confirmation email to send. So I think this is it for the register sequence diagram. This looks good. Let's continue with the other use cases. This is what login sequence diagram looks like. I don't think manage account is that important. Let's go with publish post. So here we are creating notifications. We're not sending to notification service because I want to create the notification objects, and when someone logs in or checks the website, it automatically checks for notifications that are not received. That means we check for the entity. Okay, let's draw for by connects, also for add connections. Okay, I think those two will be enough. I think this is going to be quite complicated. We have both manual pay decision and report because a person is going to appeal to a report. Then we also need to create report along with manual pay decision. This is just our design choice. It's not like necessary. We can just add a field here that says what the report is about. For example, about manual pay decision, or is it about some reported post? But I want to keep it separate. I think this should be transaction instead of manual payment. So we may not need connect history because we already have transaction. So if the user provided a card or is trying to pay with PayPal, then it can be processed automatically. That means we will talk with our payment gateway, which could be PayPal, and if the process payment is successful, then we will add the connects to the user. Otherwise, we will display the error. I think this is going to be asynchronous. Now we shall continue with the manual payment. After this is successful, we should create a transaction here and also a notification. Now when it's a manual payment, we will create a transaction, but it's not yet concluded. I think that's enough for this part because the admin is going to visit the manual payments page, then it will get it from the transaction. That's not related to this flow. We will just let the user know that the admin will review their manual payment anytime soon. So when an admin first visits the manual payments page, our manual payments controller will get the transactions that are not yet concluded, which are manual payments, and then we will display them. So if a manual payment is valid, we will approve, else we will reject the manual payment. I think we can name everything update, and we may not need this frame. I know this looks complicated, but I wanted to put both the admin approval and the buy connects action from the user in the same sequence diagram to show you how they're all related. This could have been its own sequence diagram, but I want to show that this all is part of the same actions. The user trying to buy connect and admin approving the manual payment. Finally, let's now do for add connection. Okay, we also need to check if the user has enough connects. So if the user has the required amount of connects, then we will continue with the connections controller. Even here, we're going to check if the user has enough amount of connects. The boundary for either the feed page or the other person's user profile, when we're in that page, we already know if the user has enough connects. So when he clicks on connect button, we're going to show the modal, not because we're already sending an API request. No, we're going to do it in the website itself. If the website thinks that the user has enough connections, we still want to protect our API. Okay, so here you can see first we check in the UI itself if user has required amount of connects. So when user clicks on connect button, if the UI says the user doesn't have enough connects, we're going to say insufficient connects. Or if on the UI, for example, if someone clicks on inspect and changes their amount of connects in the website, even if they do that, we will still check it in our system. So we will get the user. Actually, this is actually done automatically because we have authentication middleware which attaches request.user in Django, for example. So this is just for symbolic purposes. Let's just say we have the user, and if the user still has connects according to our system, we will create the connection. And I forgot, we will add the connects to the other user. Okay, so after we create the connection, we will add the connects to the other user who is being requested to connect. and we will say successful, we will display success. If the API or if the system detects that the user has insufficient connects, we will just say bad request insufficient connects, and we will display insufficient connects. Okay, so we have 5 sequence diagrams, one for register, another for login, for publish post, buy connects, and add connections. Let's now build the whole thing and see in the website. You can see here we have sequence diagrams. So we have everything that we want here. Thank you.